so the Aquaman's the Trench spin-off movie in development. So you haven't seen the Aquaman movie, so I guess I'll have to talk about this one, which is, pretty sad because I probably don't know, enough about the comic books to comment, but I'll try my best. So, but this is kind of big news. So, better bring a life vest. This is from Hollywood Reporter. With Aquaman being a billion-dollar hit, it's no surprise that Warner Brothers wants more. They say wants more waterworks from its DC Comics hero. So, more sequels, more movies, right? But while any directions of a direct sequel have not engaged on any sort of serious level, so this obviously came out a couple days before this recent news of the sequel, director James Wan and star Jason Momoa, with all the players seemingly intent on taking a breather and their time away, there is talk of a spin-off. So Warner's has hired newbie scribes Noah Gardner and Aidan Fitzgerald to pen a horror-tinged script centered on the Trench, the deadly and amphibious creature seen attacking the hero and his love Mera in the Aquaman movie. And that says Juan and Peter Safran will produce the project titled The Trench, which would be much more modestly budgeted than the normal DC superhero tentpole. The Trench creatures are rather recent arrivals to the Aquaman lore, having been introduced in the comics only in 2011 when DC did a revamp of its entire publishing line. They were revealed to be part of the Kingdom of Atlantis, but when it sunk, inhabitants who were cut off from other survivors and evolved into ravenous monsters. So, and that says details of the take are being kept submerged, but it will be set in the Kingdom of the Trench and will not feature the main cast of Aquaman. So that's an important part too. So it sounds like, again, I mean, we talked about this with a sequel. It's not a big surprise that they're going to want more movies with the same IP, right? Connected back to this Aquaman. It's interesting because in the movie, I mean, these creatures are a focus, but it's not like we ever meet a character from them or, they don't have any dialogue. It's just kind of like an obstacle that Aquaman goes through in the movie. And, a 10-minute obstacle. So it's interesting, but they were really fascinating in the movie, and I felt like, I definitely think there's something to explore there. And so if you're going to do a spin-off, I definitely think you could have, done some other spin-offs before this one. But, I mean, obviously it's something that James Wan is interested in. Sounds like he'll be producing this one if it gets through to production. And I think he has some ideas for this one. Again, kind of like Matthew Vaughn, as we talked about with Kingsman. I think he has some ideas that are still, to be seen with Aquaman. So, obviously we know that the sequel is now going through, but now the spin-off is also and we talked about. But yeah, they were such dynamic and interesting creatures in the Aquaman movie, and it's going to be interesting. But again, it's like they don't want to have any of the main cast there, but I feel like the way they're going to sell this is like Aquaman spin-off, right? So it's kind of like they want to be disconnected, but of course for money purposes, they're going to be connected pretty significantly. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It's a horror type of a theme that they want to go with as well, which is a bit different than Aquaman. So yeah, we'll have to see. Again, I mean, if you read the comics, you know the kind of their storyline a little bit better. Definitely comment on that for sure. But yeah, I just think it sounds pretty cool. I think they're pretty cool characters in Aquaman, definitely standouts. And I think there definitely could be other spin-offs that you would make before this, but maybe James Wan has some up his sleeve here for the Trench, and we'll have to see how it is. But yeah, and I mean, we'll see if it even goes through. I mean, there's no guarantee that this even goes into production in the end, but they're definitely developing it and hired some scriptwriters. So anyways, that's the talk about the Aquaman spinoff, The Trench, that's currently in the works with the DC Extended Universe. Yeah, and the sequel for Aquaman's coming too, so a lot of new stuff coming out with Aquaman.